Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is, and I hope you're being kind to yourself and others. So be mindful that, people could be going through all kinds of stuff throughout the whole entire year, and so really be kind to yourself first and be kind to others. And if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you could find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Plus, you could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't be afraid. Don't be shy. You can leave a message and just say hi right down below. Say hi to Starlight. Don't be afraid to reach out. Somebody reached out yesterday. Thank you so much for leaving me a comment on my YouTube channel. And also you could check out my playlist. Plus, don't forget you could share my videos. Yes, you could share my videos with your family, your friends, a grasshopper, and a unicorn. So yeah, you could share my videos with a unicorn, and you don't forget to follow me. Whoops, I have an alarm here, so I don't know why that goes off. You can also follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I love you all, and this video is about how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? What, Starlight? How bad do I want what? Starlight, what are you talking about? Well, I'm glad that you asked, because how bad do you want that guy or girl? And how about that job? How bad do you want that job? I know. And how bad do you want to get out of the location where you're living? Have you been living there too long, and it's getting old, and there's times that when you're going through that, the universe really wants you to go with that. But you know what happens? A lot of times we let fear and doubt enter in our mind, and we end up believing those fears. Yeah, it's false. It's not even real. We create the fear in our mind, and I have to say, in this area has been one of the worst areas. I could tell that there's a lot of people in this area where I am that are afraid. You're probably saying, how do you know that? You would believe how many people are wearing a mask. So it is something, lots of people out here is wearing masks still, because they are afraid. And so how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want that guy that you ladies are only fantasizing about or dreaming about? And guys, how bad do you want that girl, that lady, not the lady at the bar scene, not that chick, no. Don't you desire something much better than the girl at the bar scene? So not saying all women that are at the bar scene are bad, but it's not saying that it's good either. So Starlight does not drink alcohol, and it's okay that you drink, but Starlight chooses not to. But a lot of times, people that go at a bar scene, it's just not the place that you're going to find the one. If that's the place that you're searching for the one, run. And I have to say, I knew this a long time ago, where a lot of men, or even women, would think hey, I'll go to church. Guess what? That just might not be the place either. I thought that long time ago, and I'm like, dead end, really quick. So And when it comes to really on relationships, is that you can't believe everything that somebody says to you. And I'm definitely a firm believer on this, and I still have to work on that, is that people could say all kinds of stuff, guys and girls, to make you think they're the package deal. I meet men and women a lot, but I actually meet both, but I would have to say, because I'm a female, I meet men more. I just had a man introduce himself today when I was at McDonald's. I was just heading to my car, and he's seen my sticker on my car, so yes. And right now, I get information that right now I'm actually really attractive, and I'm drawing a lot of people in my life, women and men. And so how bad do you want that kind of relationship? What kind of relationship do you want in your life? What are you searching for? Like Starlight gets confirmations from the universe, that there's someone out there. I don't know, where does he live? Universe, you didn't tell me that part. There's someone out there that would love to marry Starlight for a lifetime commitment. So is that what you're searching for, is a lifetime commitment? Well, how bad do you want it? A lot of times, we think that we want something, but are you willing to work for what you desire? Uh-oh, I just lost a lot of you. Where did everybody go? Hey, where did you guys go anyway? Where did you guys go? I'm looking. Hello, guys. I don't see any of you. Oh, hey, wait, there's one. So, yeah, that should not be your 4-letter word, is WORK. Starlight has a 4-letter word too, but she uses some of them a lot. But I get kind of, sometimes some silly stuff happens and Starlight says the 4-letter word, but there's so many different 4-letter words, so you might not know what 4-letter word Starlight is talking about. But how about that dream job? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Just a little bit bad? How about the new home or a place to live, a different location? You're stuck in the city and you're tired of it, you're sick of it, and you feel stuck, you don't know what to do. And a lot of times it's your way of thinking is keeping you stuck. I've been having amazing things happen to me, and I'm realizing that your mind is very powerful up here. You're creating your own reality, and what you think is you create. So if you're thinking, I can't afford it, well, there you go. You're not gonna afford it because you're bringing that into reality. And I have to say, when I was younger, I remember this so many times. Have you ever experienced this in your past, growing up, any time in life where, you were somewhere doing something and you visualized something bad happening to you? Like say if you're, I like to skateboard and rollerblade, but Starlight has fallen on both. Whoops, see, there goes Starlight. So what has happened in my past is where I know when I was younger, running, I was really young and I'm running really super fast. Starlight was a fast runner in school, and so, and then I visualized myself falling, and what I should have done was to stop running. That was like my intuition saying, Starlight, you're gonna fall. And then bam, I might have fell in a hole somewhere. I don't know. I might have not been paying attention to where I was running. But your thoughts are very powerful. And I meet people all the time, and I see that people need lots of help. It's where I used to be. I'm not there anymore. I'm growing because I'm doing that inner work. I'm working on myself. Like for a relationship, years working on the same relationship. I haven't even met the guy. But I know that man desires to spend the rest of his life with me because the universe ratted him out and told me, there's people that are holding on to things that are not serving them. And when they realize that, all they got to do is let go. But it's not that easy. It takes, letting go is like, there's layers to that, like levels to that. And the universe wants to help you by letting go of fear. You think you can't move to a different location. You think that you're stuck. I never understood why people move to areas where they know that there's fires there. I don't know why people move to areas where, there's tornadoes in those areas. So I don't understand why people move into cities, where it's toxic. Starlight had to move in some horrible places when she was younger, and I felt horrible about myself. Do you live in a place that, you're embarrassed, you don't even want to bring anybody in your apartment? 1111, that is like 3 times, I think today I received the 1111 and 222 today, 3 times. Bam. So, anyway, is, in life is that you, with your thoughts, if you're thinking negative and you're saying it with your words, like an apartment or a house to live or a place to live, you're like, it's too expensive. But you know what? How bad do you want it? What are you willing to change in your life? Some of you might have to change a job and move in a different location, because there's different prices everywhere. Don't be just so stuck on that one area that you think that you need to go, and because the price for rent is very expensive. So I would search online and find places, the kind of location that you want to live, that the rent is going to be cheap, and then you won't have to travel so far to get to the job to make money. So you might have to do everything all over again just to find that place that you want, your dream job. You might have to get another job to get more money to be able to afford. So there's so many different ways, but trusting in the process, and believing that, that there's going to be a place out there. Maybe some of you need a car, maybe, and I have to say, my vehicle, when I got my vehicle, that was God knew. And it's funny, I wanted a vehicle at the time when I found one for my cleaning business, when I had that out in New York. And this time, because the car that I had, I wouldn't have been able to live into. So I really wanted to get a car or vehicle, like an SUV, a silver one. Isn't this funny? It's like I did my order. I made an order, like you guys order stuff online. Starlight doesn't really do that shit very much. But, like when you're doing an order online, you kind of find something, and then you gotta, the color, the shape, the size, and the price, and you go online and might spend hours trying to find something that you want to order. Well, Starlight knew what kind of vehicle she wanted for her cleaning business, and I was thinking of it for my cleaning business, and I said, hey, if I'm ever homeless again, I have a vehicle that I can move a lot of stuff. If I need to move myself, I have the space to do it. And, I could lay the seats out, which it all backfired on me anyway, as far as laying the seats out, because it goes it's like a slant like that when it lays down. So I don't want to it doesn't actually lay flat. So that's why I have everything set up. Everybody's trying to tell me how to do it in my car. I'm like, no, what I'm doing is working. I don't need to change anything. What I'm doing, it works. So, but I already made like an order with the universe that said, my other vehicle that I had, it was a Toyota Camry. Really great. Those are cars that just don't stop running, but the miles were high, and I just didn't feel comfortable riding it around with all the miles that I put on it. So I really wanted another car. I really desired another car. So I was putting my order in with God, and God's like, hey, you got some people to let go of. And because I was getting numbers and signs and stuff like that, and You know, when I let go of people in my life at that time, bam, you know, I had money in the bank at that time, and I, you know, like somebody was helping me out looking for a vehicle at that time, and they're looking online and they're like, wow, you know, the cars out here because of COVID, they're like 1,500. Well, I only had like 1,700 in my bank account, you know, so I'm like, I'm not, you know, and then that's not even covering the taxes and getting it on the road, you know, so God saved me a whole lot of money with the vehicle I have, and I ended up getting a confirmation number when I was gonna go test drive it, you know, and that was a vehicle that a lady, her husband passed away, so she had two vehicles, and it was in town. It wasn't even where she lived. She actually asked friends of hers that lived in the area where I was working, and she said, hey, you know, could I sell my vehicle on your yard, you know, because they get a lot of traffic, you know, and maybe where she lived was on the country roads, and she just wanted to let it go quick. She didn't want to deal with it anymore because it was, you know, it was her husband's vehicle. Wow. You know, $6,000, you know, I paid for my car. God just blessed me. I told people, I said, yeah, you know, God's going to bless me with a vehicle. You know, I had people that you know, like I cleaned for, they didn't believe in They thought Starlight had too much marijuana, and I did smoke it at that time, but no, I wasn't high. You know, God blessed me with that vehicle. You know, so, and now I'm actually living in it. You know, so you got to really believe in what you're doing, and you got to work hard for it. Whoops, Starlight foot is gonna fall asleep. Ooh, I got toe cramp. My toes doing it. Starlight's got beautiful feet, but right now I have a toe cramp. So, like a relationship, you got to work hard for it. You know, some of you might work really hard at ordering stuff and be online for hours, you know, just to get that one thing that you want to order and find out, okay. Starlight does not like to order stuff online. Absolutely not. You know, like, you know, there's so much information that you got to check, you know, make sure how long is it going to take, how much does it cost, you know, like, you know, and so relationships, especially relationships, like long-term stuff, is, you know, there's a lot of work involved. So how bad do you want it? Do you want it bad enough that you're willing to work for it? If you said no, then you're not going to get really the person that you really desire in your life. You know, you might actually eyeball somebody and say, I would love to have a lady like her or a man like him. And, but you know, because this is what Starlight went through, is I'm like, me? With you? You know, my twins like, yeah, me. And they're like, no way. You know, he didn't give up on me, though. He knew I was his twin. So, he kept on working on me and letting me know that, yeah, me. And I'm like, no. Look at you. You're beautiful. So, but he's been there the whole time helping me to grow and work on myself. So, so that's a man with patience. He wasn't in a rush. So you might have to wait, and you might have to help them to grow. If you desire a person and you're like, hey, you know, I see that this person's got some, you know, morals, and, you know, I see what they're doing, you know, and they might not be your perfect, you know, everything, but maybe you can help them to grow so then they can get there, you know. And that doesn't always work with everyone, but if they're a person that's willing to change and make some changes, and they're, you know, really working their ass off in their life, and you see that they're struggling, that might be the kind of person that you say, yeah, you know what, that person's already out there working really hard, you know. And if you got the wisdom and knowledge, and, you know, if you, especially with the, like with me, you know, getting numbers and information like that with the angels, is that, you know, you could be guided and directed with the universe would love to help you how you can get that person, or where is the person. Maybe you don't even have a person lined up in your life, you know. So if you really pay attention to those numbers, like I said in my videos, like, are you searching for guidance? check out my videos of the archangels and universe, or the universe, or whatever. I'm not sure. I changed my titles around, my topics around. You know, there's videos that I have that you can get like information from the universe and the archangels, you know, that will guide you to help you to know what you got to work on. And the more that you work on yourself, then you're going to get information, and it's going to guide you to the next step. And then you're like, okay, I did that. And then it's going to be another thing that you got to do. And the more you work on yourself, you're going to see doors opening up, and you're going to see things going on. You're going to see starlight. Like right now, I have been changing. I got so many people drawn to me right now, men and women. I mean, I've had, like right now, because I have been working so hard on myself, staying focused on myself. So you got to work hard. It doesn't, you know, God just doesn't hand you stuff. You got to work for it. You got to earn it, you know. You got to show that you're worth, you know, I mean, like, what are you willing to do? What kind of things are you willing to sacrifice to get that guy or girl? You know, are you willing to change your life? Are you willing to, like, work on your shadow side, the flaws that you have in your life? You know, are you willing to let go of people that are not good for you, not healthy for you, toxic people? Are you willing to take risk? You know, that's how you're going to really get the things that you desire, or that person that you desire. It's a lot. How long are you willing to wait for that one? You know, you can be like, oh, but Starlight, I want that guy now. Well, why do you want it now? Good things come to those who wait. You know, I was getting like an app on my phone so I can get some, you know, like coffee cheaper. If I get like, I could get the coffee cheaper, and then if I buy like 5, I can get a free one, and then I can get like I think 25 cents off on 5 times getting gas, and then after that it will be 50 cents off on my gas. So, you know, so what are you willing to, you know, like, so if I do all these things, then I can earn stuff, you know. Well, it's the same thing what God is doing with me, and what is done with my twin flame is, how bad do you want it? And God's going to test you out, you know. You might say you want to be with somebody really bad, but then you don't even be patient enough, and God's going to test your ass out and put a guy in front of you, or put a girl in front of you, and like, here's one. Test you out. See if you're going to go for the bait, like the guys that are fishing, you know. Are you going to go for the bait? When, like, I used to be on a dating app called Plenty of Fish. So I used to make a lot of fish jokes on there, because I loved fishing when I used to. And so, you know, because I knew a lot about fishing. And I mean, I don't know everything, but I knew enough to make funny jokes on that dating app. You know, like, hey, you know, like, do you got the right bait for this fish? You know, because if you don't have the, you know, when it comes to fishing, you know, you gotta, depending on what kind of fish you want, you know, if you want the big ass fish like a tuna, you better have a big ass fishing pole with strong line, you know. And you might be feeding that, trying to put eels. I did some fishing before on an ocean where you had to use eels. Those are interesting to grab a hold of and put them on your line, you know, but that line's got to be strong enough to get that fish. So you better know what you want, you know, or desire, because you might want that trophy girl or guy, but God's going to throw some other, like, I don't know what their names, I think like ground fish or something like that. They're the fish that are down in the bottom and they eat all the crap, you know, and that's fish that you really don't want to eat. And so God is going to test you out and give you, you know, here, how's it, you know, the girl could look beautiful on the outside, the guy could look really handsome on the outside, but there's some shit you don't know about them. And sorry, my hair's doing a funky thing right now. Is that is God's gonna test your ass and say, hey, I'm gonna test this person, see if they're just gonna take the first thing that comes up, you know. And so, and that happened many times. I'm like, no, you know, because I knew how much work I was doing on myself. No, I'm worth more than that, you know. And there's like even fishing, you know, there's people that will catch a fish and they're like, no, that was too small. No, that's not the one I want. You know, no, I'm going to toss that one back in. I want something bigger. Or even when men go hunting for deer, which I don't do hunting anymore, but you know, they want that big buck. Well, guess what? You're going to have to work for that one, you know, because the young ones are easier to get because they don't listen to their parents, just like teenagers. I don't have to listen to my parents. I can go do whatever I want. So those young does and bucks, you know, will go out and they'll get brave and all that. And so it's easy for the hunters to get one of the little ones, you know, because they're just starting out, you know. But they, of course, hunters, you know, like the ones that have a heart. Well, it's hard to say having a heart when you're killing deer, but you know, are you just going to go and grab the easiest deer out there and you know, shoot it, you know, or are you going to wait for the big buck to come along? And I'm sorry even bringing this up, but I'm just using those as an examples for people out there that might like hunting, you know. It goes the same with women, or even that job, or even, you know, that place that you want to live. You know, there's times that you might have to go in and out of so many apartments and travel different places to find that place or a house that you really want to buy, and you got to check everything out. You know, the same thing with that guy or girl, just like buying a car. You know, are you just going to buy the first car that you come along and, you know, not ask questions, you know, about the history of the car and what kind of work have they done on it? You know, what are the problems? Are you going to, you know, take the extra time to, you know, maybe take it to a shop and say, hey, you know, can you check this car out? Because, you know, I'm interested in buying it, but, you know, I want to protect my ass by knowing what I'm getting myself into. You know, you might have a friend that can check the car out for you, or even that house that you want to buy. Like my son had to buy a house. Well, he didn't have to, but he wanted to. So they got realtors that go out, you know, and they come in your house, and, you know, they go in that house and they look around, and, you know, they will show you things that is wrong with the house, and they say, hey, yeah, this is all the things that are wrong with the house, because they're trying to sell the house, you know, and they want to make sure you're not gonna get upset with the realtor, you know, by buying a house that they didn't do a good job. So because they want to have a good name when they're doing that. So it's the same thing with the guy or girl, or the job, or the job. Ask questions. You know, is that really the kind of job that you want? Are you going to be happy? Are you going to get paid? Is it in the location? You know, so you got to work for all of that stuff. It's not going to get handed to you. So anyway, I love you, and you got to work for it. So how bad do you want it anyway? Well, you got to work for it. It's not, God's going to make you work for it. If you really, you know, you figure you're going to be single anyway, especially if you're looking for someone, you might as well do the work while you're waiting. Work on yourself. Work on yourself. You know, I got videos, you know, to help you out on things that, you know, how you can get there. You got to trust, though. If you doubt in those videos, then there you go. You're not going to get anywhere because you're doubting. You know, if you're doubting, then that's exactly, you're not going to get anything out of that, is by doubting and not believing. You got to believe, you got to trust, and you got to take the steps, and you got to do it now, you know. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. You could give this video a thumbs up. You could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you could leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. So anyway, I love you so much. You could check out my playlist. You could follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Really, you got to work for it. You know, it's not going to just, you know, be on a platter for you, and you just, you know, no, you got to work for it. So anyway, I love you. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace.